Okay, so I've been watching some of Sami Zatari's earlier debates. Now, Sami Zatari was a Muslim apologist who's not active anymore. He used to debate these clowns, David Wood, Sam Shamouns, way back, 15 years ago, 15, 14 years ago, et cetera, et cetera. So by the year of 2012, he stopped debating, I mean, he stopped engaging in Muslim apologetics. And that's unfortunate because Sami Zaatari was pretty good in apologetics. I learned some stuff from him. But anyway, Sami Zaatari was like way before a lot of people's times. He was before Moby Job, etc. But I just want to point out this one debate he did with Sam Shamouns. Now, Sammy and Shamoun debated back, I believe in 2006, something like that. Is Jesus God? And I think Shamoun did have some points, but Sami Zaatari had some better points on the divinity or the deity of Jesus. So I believe that Sami Zaatari completely refuted Sam Shamouns, and Sammy proved this point that Jesus is not God according to the New Testament. So I think he proved his point really well. But both debaters, did have their points using the New Testament. But I think Sami Zaatari's case was more stronger than Shamoun's. So Sami Zaatari won that debate back in 2006. But I just wanna point out something about Sam Shamoun's followers. Now, notice what this clown is saying. He's saying, as for Sammy's debate with Shamoun, upon closer analysis, Shamoun won. And who's quoting this? Who said this? Muslim apologist Nader Ahmad. So, who is Nader Ahmad, and why should we care about him? Uh, and I just before I even comment on Nader Ahmad, I just want to say that Shamoun's followers are so desperate to prove that he wins his debates that they take things out of context and they say, when Shamoun's getting all emotional and he can't control himself, when wife beater Sam Shamoun is getting all emotional and can't control himself and starts screaming and shouting because he's an idiot, because he's a lunatic and an idiot, they say, well, Sam Shamoun won. So they take a 2 hour debate, cut it down to 15 or 10 or 15 minutes or 20 minutes without letting the Muslim speaker or Shamoun's debate opponent, whether they're Muslim, Jehovah's Witness, Mormon, uh, some other form of Christianity that Shamoun's not following, etc. So they say that Shamoun destroyed his opponent, clipping, I don't know, 10, 15-minute clips and saying, well, Shamoun won without letting the other person speak. So this is kind of how Shamoun's fans operate. They take debates out of context and they say Sam Shamoun won. So is that really fair to take debates out of context, edit them, highly edit them, and say Sam Shamoun won the debate? Like, uh, is this really an honest way to present evidence, etc.? No, it isn't, because, and this is what happened with me too, that people were just taking debates out of context and saying Sam Shamoun won the debate. How the hell, if you take anything out of context, if you take a 2 hour debate, take it out of context, you can prove anything you want. You can prove the other person won, etc., etc. Because again, if you take things out of context, you can prove whatever you want, and that's not really a fair and honest way to assess information or assess the debate in this context or information. So what these people are doing, even with Sami Zaatari's debate with Shamoun, which happened over 18 years ago, they're taking it out of context. Shamoun and his dumb fanboys, wife beater Sam Shamoun and his dumb fanboys are taking debates, even with the recent Daniel Hikikachu, they're taking his debate with Daniel Hikikachu out of context, clipping 20 minutes or 15 minutes out of a 3 hour debate or 4 hour debate and saying Sam Shamoun won. You see how idiotic and you see how idiotic and dishonest these fanboys of Shamoun are, taking things out of taking debates out of context and saying Shamoun won those debates is not very honest and is not very it's not very honest, it's not very professional, and it's not really giving the complete picture, or it's not giving both sides of the coin. It's just saying Sam Shamoun won, ripping things out of ripping a 3 hour debate out of context and saying Shamoun won when Shamoun's acting like an idiot and he can't control himself and he can't control his emotions during debate. So this is kind of like where we are with Muslim Christian dialogue and debate. Christians are taking Christians or atheists, whoever Shamoun's fanboys are, they're taking debates out of context and they're saying Shamoun won when Shamoun's being all emotional and can't really control himself. So this is kind of like where Christian and Muslim debates are going. That the Christian's always going to win because the Christian channels or atheist channels, whoever's supporting these Christian clowns, they're going to take debates out of context and they're going to say Sam Shamoun won. But getting to Nader Ahmed, so you see the dishonesty here. Now getting to this Nader Ahmed character, this person says, who is this person? Hang on, let me see you. Okay, Islam answered. So notice what this was, a 2 hour debate. I believe it was a 2.5 hour debate if I'm remembering correctly, but it was definitely over 2 hours. They take 14 minutes out of this and then they say Sam Shamoun won. 14 minutes of Sam Shamoun acting all crazy and behaving like an idiot and getting all emotional does not prove anything, because we know that these channels, regardless of whether they're Christian or atheist, are taking debates out of context in order to support this wife beater Shamoun. So this shows their dishonesty and how desperate they are to prove that Shamoun won these debates and discussions. So getting to this Nader Ahmed character, it says, as for Sammy's debate with Shamoun, upon closer analysis, Shamoun won. Muslim apologist Nader Ahmed. So why are you going to Nader Ahmed to, prove that Sam Shamoun won? Why are you so desperate that you're going to the lowest of the low Muslim apologist, Nader Ahmed? So there's two Muslim apologists who are the lowest of the low, Nader Ahmed and Osama Abdullah. So why are you going to the lowest of the low and saying Sam Shamoun won the debate? Why does Nader Ahmed's analysis have to do with this? Plus, I don't even think Nader Ahmed said this, to be honest. It's possible Nader Ahmed did not say this. It's possible because these people make up a lot of stuff. So where is Nader Ahmed's audio clip of him saying that Sam Shamoun won the debate? Where is that clip? It's not there, right? So I don't know. Maybe Nader Ahmed did say this. It's possible he did say this, but until I hear an audio of Nader Ahmed actually saying this, I'm going to take this with a grain of salt. I'm not going to really believe it. But to be honest, this does sound something like Nader Ahmed would say. This does sound like him. But, look at these people. They're using Nader Ahmed, of all people, to prove that Sam Shamoun won his debate with Sami Zaatari. Now, is that really, why are you doing that? That's not really a honest and fair analysis, because anybody who watches that debate, doesn't matter if you're atheist, Christian, or whatever you believe in, they're gonna see that Sami Zaatari completely refuted Sam Shamoun. Now, I wouldn't say Sami Zaatari completely destroyed Shamoun and humiliated Shamoun, etc. I would just say that Sami Zaatari refuted Sam Shamoun's points, and thus winning the debate. So, Sami Zaatari was on the defensive, and he was able to refute the points. So that's why I say Sami Zaatari won. So, the point I'm trying to make here, and the point of this video, is that these Christian apologists are so desperate to prove Shamoun's winning that they take things out of context, and they're using Nader Ahmed to support Shamoun. Now, I don't take Shamoun seriously. I never did. Even when I was working on my website, I never refuted Shamoun's arguments or articles because it's just a complete, utter waste of time dealing with this dumb wife beater, Sam Shamoun. It is a waste of time dealing with him. He is the lowest of the lowest when it comes to Christian apologetics. He is not like William Lane Craig, etc., and Mike Licona. Like, those are Christian apologists I actually respect because they have the education and they have the knowledge. Shamoun doesn't have anything. Shamoun doesn't have education, and he doesn't have knowledge about, well, anything. But regardless, this religious fanatic, Shamoun, his supporters just piss me off because they want to use anybody to prove that Sam Shamoun won, including Nader Ahmed, the lowest of the low. So anybody who watches that debate with Sami Zaatari and Sam Shamoun can see that Shamoun lost the debate. He was getting all emotional. He can't control himself. Shamoun can't control himself. So when Shamoun is losing a point, he starts getting all emotional and he can't control himself. So he starts screaming and shouting. So this is kind of like where we are with Shamoun. He is, at this point, a disgraced wife beater who nobody wants to really, no Muslim apologist at least doesn't want anything to do with him, or they avoid him at any cost. But like using Nader Ahmed to prove Shamoun won a debate is so, I don't know, low and so ridiculous that it just makes you question, like, why are we listening to these guys? Like, why do we care, like, what they think? Like, our job as Muslim apologists and dawa'is is just to give the information, and if people accept the information, that's good, and if they don't accept the information, then whatever. It's not our will to force people into Islam. We give the information. If they accept the information, that's good and well. If they reject it, that's fine too, because the Quran teaches onto you your way, onto me my way, in the Quran chapter 109. So you can't force religion on anybody. You can just give the information and hope they accept it. That's the best we can do. So I mean, I don't know. It's a complete waste of time dealing with wife beater Sam Shamoun. It's a waste of time engaging with him and his fans and his followers, etc. Hell, even David Wood, is a waste of time. But at least David Wood is a little bit better because David Wood knows how to control himself in debate, well, most of the time. And David Wood does have some interesting points, or David Wood does have some points that Muslim apologists should refute, because he does have some unique points, or he does have some unique arguments. But the Shamoun character has nothing on Islam. He never did and he never will. It just his behavior and his manners and the fact that he can't control himself is an issue. But I don't know, like, you see what these people are doing, right? They're just using Nader Ahmed, or this person, Islam Answered, is using Nader Ahmed to prove that Shamoun won the debate. Anybody who watches that debate, doesn't matter what you are, atheist, Christian, whatever, they're going to see that Sam Shamoun clearly lost that debate. And the funny thing is Sami Zaatari was 18 years old when he did that debate, and Sam Shamoun was like in his like early 30s. So Shamoun got beaten by an 18-year-old kid. This 30-year-old Shamoun got beaten by a 18-year-old kid, Sami Zaatari. So that's what's more humiliating about it to Shamoun. So I don't know, like, using Nader Ahmed to say Shamoun won is so low and ridiculous that it just makes you question. It just makes you see that how desperate these Christian apologists are to prove or to validate Shamoun, because we all know Shamoun has nothing on Islam. He's a disgrace. He's a wife beater, and he'll always be the lowest of the low, where no Muslim apologist wants to deal with him. I mean, his own wife got a restraining order against him, so his own family doesn't want anything to do. He's not even a part of his own family, to be honest. So this is how low Shamoun is. This is how low his fans are, and this is why we just can't trust anything Shamoun says and his fans say, because they're horribly dishonest and they take debates out of context. I mean, not just this debate. They took Daniel Hikikachu's debate with Shamoun out of context, or they clipped it to 10, 15, 20 minutes and said Shamoun won those debates. And then they took Ijaz Ahmed's debate with Sam Shamouns. They took it out of context. They clipped 10, 20, 15 minutes 10, 15, 20 minutes of a 2 or 3 hour debate and said Ijaz or Sam Shamoun destroyed Ijaz, even though they're taking 10, 15, 20 minute clips out of a 3, 4 hour debate and saying Shamoun won. So, of course, if you take anything out of context, you can prove whatever the hell you want to prove. Whether it's Christianity or Islam, you can prove whatever you want if you take things out of context, if you take videos out of context, or if you take Bible or Quranic verses out of context, so you can prove whatever you want. So this is kind of like where we are with Muslim and Christian apologetics, that the non-Muslim YouTubers, whether they're atheist or Christian, are so desperate that they're taking things out of context and they're saying, well, the Christian won against the Muslim, or the atheist won against the Muslim, etc. So this is kind of where we are. This is kind of the dishonesty of these Christian apologists, and them using Shamoun, are taking things out of context to prove Shamoun won debates, when in reality Shamoun didn't win anything. I mean, the only thing Sam Shamoun destroyed is his own marriage. Like, we all know that. We all know that at this point. So the only thing Shamoun won, or the only thing Shamoun destroyed, is his own marriage, because his wife ran away with that Assyrian plumber, according to his own testimony. But anyways, I just want to comment on how dishonest Shamoun and his fanboys are, and why we just cannot trust them anymore, and why we should just like not take anything they say, seriously, or to be cautious about their dishonesty and what they're peddling on YouTube. Stay tuned, more videos coming up ahead.